channel, The Silver Hair Homemaker, or welcome if you're new. It's a dreary day here where I live today, so it's a perfect day to be in the kitchen. Come along, let's see what we're going to cook for one today. These are our ingredients that we're going to use today. This is just going to be a quick little simple treat, but we're going to make it for one person. Usually when you make Rice Krispie treats, you make a whole recipe of them. But sometimes you just want something quick and easy that's a sweet treat, but you don't want them hanging around. If you're, a single person or somebody like me that their husband travels on his job, so sometimes he's not here and it's just me. If I want something sweet, but I don't want a ton of it hanging around, for a week or two, then this is an easy way just to make one. We're going to start with our butter. You're going to add a half a tablespoon of butter just into a bowl that can go into the microwave. Okay, I have my half a tablespoon of butter in a bowl. This is a microwave safe bowl. And to that, I'm going to add 9 marshmallows. Just regular size marshmallows. I'm going to put 9 in the bowl. Okay, I have my half a tablespoon of butter and 9 regular size marshmallows in a bowl. If you don't have regular size marshmallows, but you have mini marshmallows, use a 1.25 cups of mini marshmallows. We're going to pop that in the microwave for about 30 seconds to melt the butter and the marshmallows. And then we'll stir those two together and we'll add our next ingredient. Okay, this is what it looks like. It's all melty. We're going to get that butter and those marshmallows combined real quick. And working quickly, we're going to take our Rice Krispies, or our crispy rice cereal. You're going to take 1 cup. I have a heaping cup, and we're going to just dump that right in. Get that all stirred around. You want to work quickly with this. Man overboard. Or a woman overboard. Somebody's overboard. Look at that ooey gooey goodness. Who does not like a Rice Krispie treat? Especially with fall coming up. I know fall is officially here. But I'm going to tell you something. Where I live, fall is not here. Okay? Fall is not here yet as far as the temperatures go. Yesterday, I believe our high was 91, and it's very humid, so yeah, it may officially be fall, but our weather doesn't know it yet. So you're going to take that and you're just going to get it all mixed up. You can leave it in the bowl you mix it in if you want to. I prefer not to because I'm going to be putting a lid on mine. So I'm going to put mine in a ramekin. Just going to dump it all in there. Going to get that packed down pretty good so it can form to my ramekin. Look how gooey. That's really going to be good once it gets set up. And there you go. There is your Rice Krispie treat for one, without having them hanging around for a week or two when you don't have somebody to come by and eat them for you. So I'm going to put a lid on it and I'm going to set it to the side, and that'll be a treat for later on this evening, sometime after dinner maybe. There you go, Rice Krispie treat for one. Here are the ingredients for our next sweet treat for one, or dessert for one, whatever you want to call it. We've got 1 cup of blueberries. We're going to use some all-purpose flour, some butter, maple syrup, and the recipe calls for sea salt. I don't have sea salt, so I'm going to be using pink Himalayan salt. I'm sure that the sea salt brings out certain flavors, but I'm going to have to skip out on that today because I don't have any. So this is what we're using. come along and see what we're making. Okay, I have my 1 cup of blueberries. It calls for fresh blueberries. I had some frozen blueberries, so I did let them thaw first. So here's my cup of blueberries. To that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of melted butter. I have some melted butter because we're going to use some for the top also. So I'm going to take 1 teaspoon of melted butter and I'm just going to add that in. Next, we're going to take 1 to 2 teaspoons of maple syrup. It's kind of to taste, for your taste, because this is what you're sweetening with today is maple syrup. This is what I'm using. I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to do 1. I think I'll do about 1 1/2. I'm going to do about 1 1/2 teaspoons of maple syrup. We're going to add a pinch of salt. I don't have sea salt, so I'm using pink Himalayan. Just going to add just a touch of salt. Next, we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of all-purpose flour. If you're gluten-free, you can use gluten-free flour in this, and you can use coconut oil instead of butter. We're going to add in a teaspoon of all-purpose flour. And we're going to get this all mixed up. Okay, now that we've got it mixed up, I am going to transfer it to a ramekin. That is what I'm going to be baking it in. And our oven is ready. I'm going to take my blueberry mixture and I'm going to transfer it to a ramekin. Okay, with my blueberry mixture set to the side, I'm taking another bowl. To that bowl, again, we're going to use our all-purpose flour. You need 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Put that in your bowl. You're going to add a pinch of sea salt, which again, I do not have. So I'm using pink Himalayan. I'm just going to put a little dash to my flour and salt mixture. I'm going to be adding in a tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. You're just going to pour that in your bowl. And then you want to add in a tablespoon of melted butter. You're going to add that right in your bowl. And you're going to mix all this together. This is going to be your topping. We are making a blueberry cobbler for 1. So if you like blueberries, you like blueberry cobbler, this is the recipe for you, because this is going to be your topping. It's going to create a thick dough. You see it coming together? That's what you want. It's going to make a thick dough. That's how you want it, thick. Now, you can do it one of 2 ways. You can either roll this out or form it out in your hand and put it over the top of your blueberry mixture for your topping. Or you can do what I'm going to do. You can take this mixture and you can just crumble it up over the top. I'm going to take my mixture. It's almost like a cookie dough consistency. But I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to make little drops all around the top. Just drop it here and there. Doesn't matter how big or small. Just drop it all over the top. Here's my blueberry cobbler for 1, ready to go into the oven. You want to put it into a 350-degree oven for approximately 25 to 30 minutes. At 25 minutes, you may want to start keeping a real good eye on it, but you want the top to get brown and for the blueberries to be all bubbly and hot. And once you take it out of the oven, you're going to want to let it sit for about 10 minutes so that the ramekin that it's in can cool down a little bit, and so that the blueberry filling can thicken up just a little bit while it sits for those few minutes. And here's you a tip. When you put it in the oven, you may want to put it on a baking sheet, cookie sheet, you know, something in case it does bubble over. You won't have a big mess in your oven. Here's our blueberry cobbler for one, fresh out of the oven. It looks delicious. It smells so good. I left mine in the oven for the whole 30 minutes because I wanted it to get brown like that on top. But it smells so good. I'm going to let it sit here for at least 10 minutes and cool off a little bit. Okay, here we have both of our cook for one sweet treats. You have a Rice Krispie treat. Looks really good. And you have your blueberry cobbler for one. It's cooled for about 10 to 15 minutes. It looks so good. So that's how you make sweet treats for one person, so you don't have a lot of sweets hanging around all the time that you don't need or don't want to try to have to eat because you don't want it to go to waste. This way you're not wasting. You have a perfect dessert for one person. I hope you enjoy them. Let me know how you like them. Drop me a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to taste test this blueberry cobbler for you. Everybody knows what a Rice Krispie treat tastes like, or I feel like everybody does. So I'm going to taste test the blueberry cobbler. It looks really good, so it looks really good. So we're going to give it a taste. That is really, really good. Y'all are going to have to give that one a try. That blueberry cobbler is delicious. Thank you for dropping by and hanging out just a little while with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please make sure to give it a like, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave me a comment below. I'll see you in the next one.